Slot Car News, sponsored by LEB Hobbies, your specialist in home and hobby slot car racing. That's right, folks. It is my favorite week of the year. Yeah, it is. Thanksgiving. We just got done with that. Sorry I didn't get to the news last night. It was a crazy busy week at work. And yeah, so here we are. Saturday, Slot Car News. RixProducts.com has a really cool new tire cleaner. I think that this is a great thing for a club or a serious group of folks. If you're regularly racing or driving with friends, I think this is an absolute must-have. It's a really easy thing if you just have it in a kind of a open area or an area where everybody can get to, and you just give your car a little shot clean before it goes on the track. Yeah, I mean, look, this is not the most revolutionary idea. It doesn't need to be a really great product, and I absolutely think this is. With all of this stuff, basically, I have nothing to benefit financially from any of this. I do Slot Car News because I enjoy spreading the good word about new toy car products. This is one of them. I think you need to check it out. I have updated with color corrected, little brighter photos. I worked on them a little bit in Photoshop to really bring the colors out of the so you can really see the products really nicely on my Slot Car News page on Facebook. Please check that out. It really means a lot to me if you did. Magnetic racing. That's the next thing we're going to talk about. A couple really cool new things. Yes. So they have a really neat Pirelli kind of stanchion that goes over the track that you see here. That is part of their kind of pit lane kit, or whatever you want to call it, expansion pieces. These look absolutely incredible. There are, to my count, 5 different pieces that you can kind of piece together. Imagine piecing pieces that you can kind of put together to make your own pit lane as you'd like it. I mean, yeah, yes, please. We need this. You need this in your life. If you like scenery, look, if you don't like scenery, I got nothing for you then. So anyway, there's two different things. There's several different things from magnetic racing here, but the Pirelli pit or stanchion with the sign that goes out over the track, really cool, as well as these Heineken themed pit lane walls. Absolutely great stuff, and get some scenery on your track, for goodness sakes. Thunder Slot with a really cool new livery on this car. Who doesn't love ice cream? Clearly, I do, probably a little too much, although I really don't eat it these days. But regardless, I don't know why I felt like I needed to mention that. Really cool new car that they have here, and I believe this is coming fairly soon. You should have this, I would assume, early next year, if not a little sooner maybe, although this time of year, you pretty much, what we got is what we got. Speaking of what we're getting, we are getting, there's a bunch of new cars that are in stock and already shipping. I did talk about this in my newsletter that I put together for LEB last night. So, yeah, you got to subscribe to the newsletter too, please. NSR has 2 Repsol Corvettes that have shown up. I really do think there's been a lot of discussion about the Repsol livery, I guess you'd say, and or the fact that they changed these from what they had originally thought they might do, what NSR originally thought they might do. I actually think these look better, although it appears that some people might not have. There's been a fair amount of discussion about these 2 cars, which I think is good because it just calls attention to the C8R that NSR have. So those cars are here. Angle winder and sidewinder on those. Shipping now from your favorite NSR dealer. No idea why I did that. 2 917Ks, a blue one and a white one. Baby, both of these look good. Sidewinder configurations on those cars. I really like the 917K. It really handles well, in my opinion. and it was one of the first NSRs I ever got, I believe. Regardless, beautiful cars. Now we have 4 new versions of one Mosler. So there are 2 different chassis configurations. What is it, the Evo 3 and the Evo 5? And then available in angle and sidewinders as well. Angle winder and sidewinders as well. So there's a lot of different flavors of this Mosler that you can get. It's a pretty striking livery on the car, I do have to say. And yeah, so all of those cars have just arrived. Arriving very soon, although no, they are here. The slotted Orica and the Policar, the Gunston Lotus that you see here. Both of those cars are shipping out now. Really nice stuff from them. And we've gotten news on the newest 956 that they plan to do. It's a Dallas livery, I guess, that you see here. I believe those are coming. Well, they don't. I think they haven't set an official selling date. I'm assuming early next year. And drum roll, please. The 510. Yes. These cars, I believe, are not shipping until, like I said, well, I'm not entirely sure when they're shipping. So, uncharacteristically, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Lastly, but not leastly, we have Avant slot with updated photos of the Toyota LMPs here. These are really great looking cars. Now, these are resin. I'm not really sure why they have gone with resin as the material for the bodies. I mean, the cars look fantastic. You see here the inline chassis configuration. I mean, what's not to love there? But I'm not sure why they went with a resin rather than plain injection molding or kind of normal injection molding. I may reach out to Avant slot, or if they can message me through Facebook, they're welcome to, and just kind of give us a little insight. I don't think it's a bad choice. It's just definitely a different choice for a car, especially, high performance cars where you really want to have a car that's honestly as light as possible. Resin isn't terribly light, and if it is pretty light, then it's going to crack easily, unless they've come up with some new formulae to make sure that things stay together when when tragedy happens, when you fly off the track. I would know all about that. I am always flying off the track. In this upcoming racing and show news, I'm going to have, I believe, 2 notations about sales. LEB is having, and I'll remind you all at the end of the video of this, LEB is having up to 40% off certain cars on their website. Now, usually when someone says this on a website, they're talking about not desirable cars or cars that have been sitting around for a long time that no one really wants. This is not the case with this. There is a load of cars that are 40, as much as 40 off. There's a whole lot, 20%, 25% off, and probably even more, 10% off. So you have to look on the LEB website, but you will find something you like. I'd be shocked if you did not find something you liked. Also, Racetrack Scenics has a sale that's going on, I believe, until December 1st. So you want to pick up the Racetrack Scenics. You want to look at the Racetrack Scenics website, see what might be there that you might be interested in. I'm working on a Racetrack Scenics building, the one that they call the Le Mans office building or whatever. For me, it's just going to be a building, and I'm not sure where I'm going to put it yet. It may end up going down here, kind of where the on the other side of these pit buildings here. All the stuff is going to get taken off. Yes, I know I've said this a number of times, but it actually will. And all of this is going to be redone. Pretty much all the plastic stuff is just going to go, or rather be taken off. I'm going to use it for photos and things, but not for track scenery. I want kind of all wood or all scratch build stuff to be out here, just so my track looks different than anybody else's. And I have some nice stuff that I've done that I just want to get in photos and things, because I'm going to start doing more photos out here fairly soon, inspired by MPs, by Massimo's track. He has an absolutely amazing track. Yeah, so those two sales, LEB up to 40% off, and Racetrack Scenics, I believe it's 25% off if you order $50 or more. And I mean, look at their websites to figure this out exactly, because I can't remember these things off the top of my head because I'm a photographer, not a mathematician. Numbers are not my thing. Racing and Show News now. We'll be back right after this. Hey everybody, yes, I'm a little closer. We're going to have a talk about pretty much my favorite thing as it relates to slot cars. And what have we lost? I recently joined a Scalextric board on Facebook. It is filled with old pictures of old catalog pages like these that you see here. They used to make some really incredible scenery. Now, I know they have redone some of their scenery in resin. It is absolutely great. I love that they did this. I love that they chose resin in this case. It's such a nice, solid little sucker, not unlike myself. The control tower and the grandstands, and it's just, and the little concession stand thing. It's fantastic stuff. I am really glad they did this. I am not saying that they're doing something wrong. I am saying I want them to do more. I want them to bring back the Le Mans start, the timekeeper's hut that you see here. What else? I'll look at my notes. The paddock track piece that allows you to have the cars going either onto the track or just kind of sitting at the side of the track. But it's like they're like angled. This would have been probably part of the Le Mans start years ago. And what else? Yeah, I mean, and then obviously the Goodwood chicane. Now, why they haven't done that again, I really don't know why. Scalextric do a lot of events at Goodwood, and I mean, come on, guys. You're there all the time at one of the premier car enthusiast events in the world. I don't really know that there's going to be anything any better. I mean, even like Amelia Island or some of the stuff that's around New York City, which are maybe some of the highest end cars in the US, you know, various collections, but Goodwood, I mean, that pulls people from literally all over the world. And there are what looks to be hundreds and hundreds of, you know, heirloom quality kinds of cars that, why don't you do the Goodwood chicane anymore? We had talked about this when I was with the company. There were some reasons given, and I really don't want to get into too much of that conversation. I don't know if any of that conversation that we had really holds true anymore anyway, so I don't want to start something that is, anyway. I really wish they would expand the track pieces they have available. They really had, that was really a thing that Scalextric did that was unique to them, and there's a lot that they could be doing again that they just kind of aren't, and in the most loving way possible. Please, guys, please make some of these awesome track pieces, specifically the track pieces, but also the old scenery. Again, I mean, I know that you can get this scenery at the Slotfest, like is going on this weekend in the UK. But I mean, you know, most of your market can't ever get to the UK Slotfest to buy, you know, these old track pieces. If you could put the old track, if the old track pieces are still worth using, or the scenery buildings, which I know are available fairly easily, many of them, certainly at a price, at the UK Slotfest. That was one of the things that I was really impressed with when I was there, was how much was actually available. And I really do wish that they made this old style scenery track pieces again. Again, not saying that they're doing anything wrong by not. I just kind of wish they would. I really do. Thank you very much, folks. Thanks for bearing with me for not having the news yesterday. Today is a Saturday, a special Saturday news. Not terribly long video. I'm looking at my monitor up there to see, and it's a pretty decent length video. And so on personal notes, I don't know what's happening this week. I was hoping that I would be going to India on Friday. My sister's getting married in a little more than a week and a half in just south of Mumbai, and it was my hope that I would travel there. Unfortunately, because of the unique way that India requires journalists specifically to get a tourism visa or a journalism visa, I didn't know any of this before about a week ago, because my job is as a photographer. I'm a journalist for a newspaper, and regardless if you're going to India on a journalism or some health reason or just for a conference or, you know, business in general, whatever, you have to get a journalism visa, even if you're just going there for tourism, which was a massive blow because it may take up to 60 days to get a journalism visa, just because the process. I might have to go down to DC for an interview at the Indian embassy. It's craziness, and it's really upsetting that I didn't know any of this, because it was buried 2 pages deep on a website that has nothing to do with visas or passports. Certainly not on those tabs on the embassy website. And where you do apply for visas, it says nothing about job specifics, let's say. So I may end up doing something else for the 2 weeks that I'm off, which will be very cool. I may just go on a trip, and here in the U.S., a nice long drive where I might be able to meet some folks. And if I do go on this drive, it's going to be pretty exciting to do this, because I have some plans that I think will work out. Regardless, so there's 2 possibilities for this week: India, which is the primary one, and then there's disappointment in the middle, and then there's going on this trip here in the U.S. I really do want to see my sister get married. In any case, I do plan on doing another video this week. I am going to get done with my building, the Racetrack Scenics building. It's basically built. I just need to do some touch-ups with some paint, and I'm doing some detail work on the building now. I want to fill those in kind of before I show it in its final form and do a video about it, because it's a really cool kit. I do love me some wood buildings that I can just glue together with Elmer's. I am, as someone asked me online, and I replied, yeah, I'm a wizard with Elmer's glue. Anyway, folks, hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. See you all again soon. Thanks for watching.